Asman, calling you out 10 minutes ago. Oh boy.
This. When how many tweets and comments did you make celebrating the guy and memeing on the guy that got killed at the Trump rally? And so now we're supposed to look at this appeal to empathy for these clowns that have been wasting our fucking money?
There's a difference in terms of, I would never say that you should never feel indifferent to or say somebody's deserving of dying or whatever. I would never make that blanket statement generally, right? If a murderer is trying to kill somebody and then gets killed by the police, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, we need to have an abundance of empathy for the murderer. My lack of care for people that are supporting Trump at Trump rallies is you have a guy who tried to coup the government explicitly. You have a guy who is engaged in all sorts of un-American, I would say, treasonous behavior from top to bottom and has directed other people to do the same. If you're at his rally celebrating him coming back to being the president, I just don't give a fuck. Like, you guys are begging for violence. You want the violence. You've talked about violence in multiple ways. And then if it happens, like, I'm not going to care. To say that because I have that feeling for that all of a sudden that's the same thing as celebrating, just like federal workers who are now being fired because of the same types of actions, I guess, that guy at that rally would have been celebrating, which was an illegal attempt by one man to take over the government. I mean, like, if you want to equate all of it, then I guess knock yourself out. But this is like an intellectually bankrupt position. Like,
what is this? How are you gonna do that? It doesn't make any sense, man. Doesn't sound like he's mad at you. Sounds like he's disappointed. The thing is that Destiny and I, you guys might not believe it, but we agree on a great number of things. It's one of the reasons.
No, that is probably not true anymore. I don't know what, I do not know what we would agree on at this point. I'm not sure. Or rather, this goes back to that thing that I said a long time ago, where I said, I don't know how to like separate out these, I don't have like a clever, snappy name for it, but like people will agree on these amorphous kind of like moral beliefs, but then when you actually distill them down into some solidified form, and then you ask, you find out that they're worlds apart, right? So it might be something like you get two people to agree, all life is precious, right? Yes, of course. Everybody deserves protection to the fullest extent under the law in the United States, right? Of course. And then from like these two things, then it's like, that's why women should have the right to have an abortion. Their medical decisions with their doctor is completely protected. And the other person will be like, wait, hold on. No. I was talking about a baby's right to live. They should never be aborted. That's crazy. So I don't like this agreement. This is why I've done this for probably years now, I guess. I don't know, over a year, right? Where I'm like, give examples, because all of the nebulous, ethereal, like, oh yeah, I believe in these lofty principles. Well, it doesn't mean anything without an example. I don't know what the fuck you're actually saying, because the way the application of these principles, like in practice, this can be totally different between two people, even if they profess the same like meta level beliefs. So when Asmongold says, oh, me and Destiny would agree on a great deal of things, we would agree on these like lofty principles, but everybody does. Every human being probably will. Government shouldn't engage in fraud. Yeah, of course. Government shouldn't waste taxpayer money. Yeah, of course. USAID is a waste of taxpayer money and it's fraudulent. No, that's not true, right?
That's why I haven't been overly hostile towards him. I actually like Destiny in a lot of ways. But I think that recently he's, I think that he's popped off a bit too much. And I think that people used to respect and like Destiny a lot because of how well measured and how, I think like how orderly he was with his thinking. And I think that especially in the past 6 months to a year.
This is like the thing that's boring me the most with all the political commentary. And it's actually like wearing me down, which is maybe the goal, I guess, of these things. Is there's never any engagement with anything that's being said. It's always it's either personal or this meta level shit. Like, oh, like, engage with anything I've said. Is USAID an authorized department or sub-office or sub-department by Congress? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Does USAID's funding get authorized by Congress? Yes or no? Yes? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you can't just shut it down from the presidency. You can't do that. You're not allowed to. It's not legal. You're not allowed to do that. That's why a judge granted a temporary restraining order or an injunction, preliminary injunction, whatever. You can't do that. Okay, all right. Well, now what's the next claim? USAID wastes our money. Well, what do you mean by waste? By waste, do you mean that they engage in fraud? Because if so, that's a crime, and we should figure out where that is. Or by waste, you mean they spend money on things that you don't like. If that's the case, then kick rocks. You can't do anything about that unless you get Congress to rescind their budget or rescind their money or change their mission or the scope of their mission through some sort of congressional law or act or statute or whatever, right? Like, this is super simple. This is like very, very, very simple. If A, then B. If not, then C, then whatever. But there's like never any engagement with that. Now it's just like, oh, he used to be orderly this thing, and then Trump derangement syndrome, and then now he just hates conservatives. He was so based when he was also attacking liberals, but now that he hates conservatives, he's just gotten totally unhinged and crazy, and now he's just insane. It's like, wow, okay, well, if I'm so insane, then debunk my points. It's super easy. Like, show me a person that I've called insane that I don't go on to debunk their points. If you're crazy, I'll very easily just destroy your arguments. It's so easy. It's such an easy thing to do. And if I'm so crazy and so insane and so unhinged, then just debunk my shit. That's so easy.
I think that he's definitely kind of gotten a lot more extreme. And I understand you can say that about me, maybe. You could. But that doesn't mean it's not true about him, too, right? And this is coming as somebody who's like, I've watched his content on and off for like 10 years, right? Actually, not that long. Maybe like a little bit over 5. And so ever since like the 2016 election, somewhere around there. And so anyway, I think it's been a problem. And I've noticed that a lot with Destiny's comments. And I think that like he ends up putting his foot in his mouth when he does something like this after he spent such a long time going on basically a celebration tour that there was a shooting at a Trump rally.
Spent such a long time going on a celebration tour. This was in the news for like 1 week, and then that's it. Like I've said it before, and I'll say it again, like nobody should die to political violence in the United States. I think it's pretty tragic. But I mean, like, I think it's more tragic that the conditions have been created that brought it about. I think it's tragic that 1,600 people, some of whom committed violence against federal officers, engaged in violence on J6 and are pardoned. I think it's pretty sad that now there are foreign workers who are, or U.S. workers working in foreign areas that could potentially be harmed. And now there are other people dying because we've just decided to arbitrarily chop off some foreign aid that the U.S. does because of Elon Musk, I guess. Because we think that a whole bunch of stuff was made public that had already been public through public.gov databases forever. Like,
I really think that I think you're not doing yourself any favors. 2016 was 9 years. Shut up. It wasn't 9 years ago. That's not even true. Yeah, that's not even true. He's hostile towards you too much, man. You're too kind. At some point, it's over the line. That's okay. I try to be fair. With everything, I try to be fair. And no matter what, I will try to be fair as much as I can. That's why I haven't covered any of his allegations, because I don't want to cover allegations anymore, because I think that they are just that, allegations. And so that's actually one of the reasons why, you guys might not know this, I actually didn't cover the Hassan video when it first released.
Is he gonna fucking try to equate these two things? Can I just say, if you ever want to be the most OP public person ever, I'm getting to the end of my rope on this. Hopefully this is resolved soon. The most OP thing ever is to have nothing to lose and then to threaten to file a lawsuit against somebody so that that person can't really say anything public for reasons that I can talk about hopefully pretty soon, while you just say whatever you want online and then wait for things to work themselves in the background. That is an OP strat, and holy fuck, it is driving me insane. Soon, hopefully, we get to the end of this, though. Or I'm just going to get to the end of it. But Jesus Christ. But anyway, is he really going to equate these two things?
It's because Hassan had a couple of allegations against him, and I didn't want to provide a platform for that.
This is the most disingenuous, like, dishonest, like, hack bullshit. Like, I can't even believe he would grant Hassan. Well, no, it's because these two fucking dick sucks probably work together with each other. They're probably on... Wait, actually. Fuck. Fuck. What is Asmongold's Discord name? Oh, hold on. I'm just checking. I'm just curious. Yeah, they are. Okay. They're friends on Discord. I see that. Asmongold and Hassan. Hassan still has me added on Discord, and I bet the reason why he does is so that he can see when somebody adds him is if we share mutual. So Asmongold and Hassan are friends on Discord. I see that, yeah. These guys probably have some kind of agreement to not like cover like super dramatic shit from each other. But to pretend like a video that decides to run through like 15 years of random shit about me to try to make me out to be some pedophile fucking monster is the same as a video critiquing Hassan's public political positions that he does on Twitch is like the same thing. Bro, give me a break.
Because I thought that it would be unfair.
Oh my God.
That's actually a big reason. I didn't talk about this, but that's just that's a factor, right? And so anyway, and so that's the reason of my previous comment. You have to understand.
This is, yes. Twitch is Poland, and this is the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Absolutely.
What's happening here? You're fair and honest. I do. I try to be fair and honest.
Can I ask why you have Hassan added still? For the same reason he probably has me added still. I can see who our mutuals are. I think it's important. It's good to know.
That's why I like you didn't cover Tectone too. Well, he's my friend, right? So it would make sense that I wouldn't cover my friend.
Okay. I don't have to ever mind read Asmon. He can just say the horrible things. He can just say the things. I don't need to actually try to guess, I guess. Okay, thank you. All right.
But if I only cover the people that I don't like and the people that are hostile towards me, but I don't cover people that I know, well, then I'm not really being like, I'm a clown, right? I'm basically a fucking clown.
Do you think Asmon is at all aware of the game he's playing? Sam Hyde calls him out ironically, but I wonder if that shit has it all emboldened him to dig deeper into the go. I don't know. I can't. My theory of mind, I've said this at the beginning of the stream. My theory of mind for these people like disappeared. I don't understand like what's happening. I'm not sure. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you genuinely what they were thinking.
And so, like, no, like Tectone's my friend. Like, yeah, of course I'm not going to cover his shit. And so I don't want to be biased. I don't want people to think that I'm biased. So, yeah. Anyway, good that you're being fair to Hassan. I always, defending Hassan, it's not about defending Hassan. I defend the truth and I defend my ideals. And sometimes that has to align with people that you might not agree with.
Hassan has talked about Asmongold, though. Like, when Asmon said the Holocaust thing, I wish I could make you guys understand the difference. When you guys say that Hassan covers Asmongold, Hassan covers Asmongold with the most delicate kid gloves in the universe. If I were to say something even remote, remember, just because I had Nick Fuentes on my stream, I am a full-blown fucking Nazi, despite the fact that I argued with him the entire time. However, like with Asmongold, it's like, I can't believe he's saying these misguided things and it's just so wrong and it's crazy that he's saying these things. That's it. But if I was saying like, I think the Holocaust happened, I'm like 99% sure, bro, it would be the end.
And sometimes that's frustrating. I know it must be frustrating for some people that I don't blindly hate somebody that they don't like. And I understand that, but I try to be fair. And
although I will say, because I'm the only person here that gives credit to people that he doesn't like, okay, I will say that I can appreciate Asmongold's position, that he's at least public about, like, why didn't I cover Tectone? Oh, he's my friend. I just want to cover, you know, bad shit about my friends. Oh, okay. At least you're open about it instead of, like, pretending that you do. So I think that's fair, at least.
I think that to the extent that I am fair, people...
Maybe I'm wrong, but isn't he referring to Hassan's allegations, not his politics? I don't think Hassan has any allegations out there, unless you take anything Lab says seriously. And she's a deeply unserious person. So, no, what do you mean? Or maybe we should take those seriously, I guess. Hassan likes to say all sorts of crazy shit about me, but... Because Asmon isn't hostile towards people, so they give him more charity. Lord Tiny, you have a bad reputation, so people come harder at you. I totally disagree with that. I think the reason why people come harder at me is because there is a fuck ton of online credit for doing so. Because I don't like line up with or align with any of the big online political communities. There's always that like, fuck, like my PR is taking a hit, break glass in case of emergency, shit on Destiny video. And you'll always get credit or warm welcomes from multiple communities online if you're willing to do that. I don't think it has anything to do with like demeanor or anything, or maybe a little bit with demeanor, but not much. I don't think.
Respect that.
It would be
even
like
if they don't
10 or
respect
15%
and they
of
don't
it.
agree with my position, they respect it, and so that's it. And is Techie okay?
Like if you want like the best example of this, look at how much Lonerbox got fucking eviscerated by Hassan's community. Lonerbox is like, I don't even know if he has it in him to be like an incredibly huge asshole dick to somebody. Like he's just like a pretty nice dude. I guess he can speak like a little sarcastically sometimes, but like that, like, so I mean, like I feel like that's a good example of, and the only reason why he's targeted was because he's in my community, or was in my community. Rip.
He's farming. As far I talked to Tectone like yesterday, actually, he wanted me to play this game, not Limgrave, fucking Limbus Cloud or something like that. Limbus Bus, like I forgot what it was, but yeah, he's trying to get me to play this game. Like I'm at Limbus Company, yeah.